Sometimes life or death is a matter of chance, or as it is, a spin of the wheel. Welcome, one and all, to Grand Finals! Here at Fusion.exe, let's go to Pokemon Stadium for game number 1.
Started things off on PS2. Big fan of this stage for both players. Obviously, it is the ultimate neutral stage for all, but it is the great reset option stage in this matchup. When you have not only Palutena, who can force you into some very uncomfortable situations with those nair carries and those up air strings, as well as being able to fully reset the stage, plus is going to feel good. But Amaryllis able to close the gap so fast, able to get more combo extensions due to the large stage. We're already seeing that the pressure has just been relentlessly put on, looking for that spot dodge, actually just barely missing it. But so far, things are already swinging off big. And actually, that was, I'm not gonna lie, every time I see an upper in a position like that, you gotta feel like it possibly could just KO off the top.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It stresses you out, man. You just think back to the days of old where we used to see up airs kill like that early at all times.
So now we're waiting for the some craziness to develop here, and it certainly looks like it's going to if the last couple of sets have been any indication. But I gotta say, Plus has been providing some pretty steady gameplay, all things considered. Now, obviously, Amaryllis, absolute hype machine, but the relatively steady gameplay of Plus has not been unwelcome, though it is Amaryllis drawing first blood in this game number 1.
Yeah, looking for that up tilt back air, one of those positions you definitely want to be able to catch if you can catch somebody going for a jump in an awkward spot, or if you just get somebody on a spot dodge. So Amaryllis gonna get the lead. Now Amaryllis doing what Amaryllis does best. With a stock up, does not let off the gas pedal, just continues to go in. He's like, okay, my stock's gonna go to a close soon enough. I might as well get as much trade damage as I can. And Plus, just looking for one of these air-to-air attempts, short hop read, or anything with this dash attack. Not able to get it just yet. Amaryllis is cruising a little bit here in this second stock.
Gonna carry this on yet again as we're Plus has been featured in a few of these brackets before, but this is really their first foray into a top 8, if I'm not mistaken. Amaryllis looking to make their stay in Grand Finals, a relatively short one, as short as it can be. It would be a 6-game minimum if Amaryllis has their way about it. But it's Plus, again, able to carry things back in and utilize that stage advantage. Grand Finals against a Bayonetta. It is an interesting prospect, but it's nothing that Palutena doesn't have the toolkit with which to deal with.
Yeah, we're seeing right now exactly what we pointed out before this game. Even though Amaryllis is able to just kind of steamroll, at any given point, Plus can just shut that down. We've already seen the Nair train to get the quick damage, consistently calling out the aggressive approaches, not only from the ABK earlier, but with that attempted grab fading away, going to close it out and taking over stock lead. And now we're seeing things go a bit more into Plus's favor, who started to adjust to the way Bayonetta wants to approach you on the stage.
Still looking for this advantage to be garnered here by Amaryllis and trying to look for that get up. But again, Plus perhaps realizing like, hey, you know what? If you're not going to slow down, I'm going to make you slow down because I have this auto reticle. I have explosive flames to get these kills off to the side, which is basically that stuff that you were doing with Bayonetta, except I can just stand on stage and do it. So you're basically chilling if you're Plus. You're not going for anything risky.
Nope. And
Amaryllis is going to be the person that has to put themselves out there if they want to get these last 2 stocks.
Yeah, and Plus is really forcing Amaryllis to ledge trap better here. Consistently looking for the forward smashes at the ledge, and that is something that you just keep putting out there. If you could get that baited air dodge, that's going to work out. That's going to be game 1 going to Plus. Gotta like the way that Plus was able to slow down the game after what was really just an all Amaryllis freight train at the start of that set. And I'm interested to see the way Amaryllis is just going into these further games, possibly onto a different stage.
Yeah, but that's Plus showing just a little bit of cleverness there. Nothing derails a runaway train quite like an errant quarter being placed on the tracks. Isn't that right? So that's generally how it works. And Plus maybe utilizing that aggression against Amaryllis, and now perhaps a switch in tact is going to be necessary if the Long Island native wants to keep themselves in this in contention in this set. this game too is going to be crucial in more ways than one, but looks like we might be getting the switch over to Town and City for game number 2.
Not too surprised. This has been a stage we've seen both of them pretty commonly pick, and also still a very good stage in terms of layouts and combo extensions, and the ability to kill early off the sides works for both, but definitely for Bayo in terms of trying to find those forward air strings and the back airs. And you see Amaryllis already trying to slow the game down, trying to find his way to shut down the air-to-air game that Plus has been able to do so well. Really, it's just on avoiding overcommitments like in these positions, because you see Amaryllis was so crucially wanting to get back in after having a nice lead there, and that is starting now to play into Palutena's favor, because anytime Plus could find a window where you just want to swing, it's going to work for Palu.
Amaryllis again swinging away and is finding a little bit of success, but again, that spot dodge from Plus, again, has been a pretty big tool in the box of a primarily defensive character by design who has evolved into something much more versatile in this game, Ajax.
Yeah, and once again, we're seeing that Amaryllis, the forward smashes work, the back air calls have worked as well in some of these forward throws. There it is, the forward smash, as you're just talking about it, finally getting Plus trying to dig away from the ledge, but it hasn't been. Plus has been able to avoid them a lot, and that is a huge piece out of the puzzle of the success game that Amaryllis is able to do so consistently. But I like that Amaryllis is starting to slow it down a bit when you got that stock up with the flat stage position in particular, because you're just running straight into a possible nair. Or wow, good option on a dare out of disadvantage there. Hasn't really done that throughout the set.
Oof. You jumped right into that back air, though. That's going to hurt if you're Amaryllis. That takes the foundation right off of the face of Bayonetta, and it's going to take the first stock off of Amaryllis as well. So again, the combo game from Palutena. We've been talking about the combo game of Bayo. Well, guess what? The green-haired girl across the stage from her are not too bad at it themselves, Ajax.
Witch versus a goddess, and both of them able to put on that damage to make you feel the pain. You see straight to 55%, and that is something that usually you see out of Bayonetta. They're able to rack up that damage quick. Difference, though, between these two is the consistent kill power of Palutena versus Bayo. Amaryllis has to work so much harder to just find that winning situation, like one of those up tilts to back airs, or like one of those witch times at the ledge, because you got somebody moving a little bit too early and looking for the air dodge there to the platform. Plus was hunting it down, just gonna miss that up smash.
Gonna be down throw, looking for a tech, or excuse me, an air dodge outward or something of that variety. Amaryllis daring to go just a little further above, Plus maybe just not ready for that. And a relatively even stock number 2 as Amaryllis sits on the non-interactivity platform. You have auto reticles for that, but again, you just never know if Amaryllis is trying to bait out buttons, which you have the speed with which to close down upon in order to make that an effective strategy. It's something that Plus is going to have to look out for, certainly as we continue on with this game. But right now, Amaryllis oh man, I was just about to say how close they were to taking a 2-stock-to-1 lead, but just as I say that, it's Plus doing exactly that.
Yeah, you always got to feel good if you can avoid the tri-state shuffle. Always, always, always wonder when that Palutena is going to go to the ledge, roll behind you, try to go for that back throw. And Amaryllis is able to avoid it. But unfortunately, dash attack on the landing. There you go, finding the back airs, just putting them all out there. You got so many attempts you could go for, up to 3 to 4, depending on how high you jump. And we're looking at a dead even game. This really just, it's just a testament to how good both of these players have played so far. Nobody really has been super dominant. Everybody's been able to adjust to the aggressive gameplay. And likewise on the opposite end, when Amaryllis has been able to finally get in, still capitalize in the same way we've seen throughout the night. This is, honestly, it's hard to peg who will probably get this W right now with the way that both of them are playing.
Plus, looking for that wheel yet again, something that Amaryllis, I'm sure, is all too familiar with. That call from the crowd of Long Island. But that's a back air that's going to miss from Amaryllis, and Plus is finding making themselves a little too hard to pin down, I think, for Amaryllis right now, Ajax.
Yeah, it's staying on the go, really. You just don't want to, you do not want to give up a free position for Amaryllis to get you, because we've already seen Amaryllis is not afraid to let that forward smash rip at some point. So if you're moving too much, it could just be a forward smash coming your way. Amaryllis looking for the jump up and away, possibly, to try and cover instead of looking for a low edge guard. and Plus able to get back on stage. This is so tough now for Plus too, because you have to be careful at any possible witch time at in center stage that could just cost you the game.
Amaryllis right now, oh man, well rolled out of the way there, but that's a read and a half, beautifully done. Plus trying to play keep away for a little bit longer. Amaryllis deciding that Wicked Weave had the reach to get it done, and indeed it does. Amaryllis getting themselves on the board, and it doesn't matter how you do it, it matters that you do it. So we are at 1 apiece, and I have to say, well earned there. You have to stay in it sometimes.
Yeah, Amaryllis is ready to throw hands at every given point in time, like quite literally. That was what we were talking about just as the match is coming to a close. You have to be careful that forward smash might show up, because he knows that you want to find your way back in, and really you have to commit. Outside of Explosive Flame, that's your main kill option from away. But the thing is, when you commit to that Explosive Flame, it could be a swift run-in from the Bayo. So it becomes a consistent rock, paper, scissors game that Rock was able to win on top, because you always throw Rock. And that is going to be game number 2 going to Amaryllis, bringing it to 1 game apiece.
And now we get into a pretty interesting matchup going back to Stadium for game number 3. And this is where +1 in game number 1. What does Amaryllis need to adjust here for a potential victory? And really going up in 2-1 in this set, which is so important for the mentality.
Close the gap and keep the gap closed. The big thing that happened before was that Plus, after stock 1, was able to get himself in perfect positions. That time, not so much though. Gonna miss the tech in place, and that forward smash is going to destroy that stock. And now if you're Amaryllis, like I said, keep the gap as closed as possible, because this is very similar to how we saw that first game go, and then Plus slowed it down. You cannot let Plus get room to play, otherwise things could get bad very fast.
Continuing on again with that grab, and I mean it's almost a full stock lead now for Amaryllis. So Plus needs to be careful that they're not letting this get out of hand, and maybe mixing up some of the movement options might be coming in handy too. But oh yeah, sometimes you can just up smash. Yeah, we tend to complicate things sometimes, Ajax. Sometimes it really is as simple as up smash.
And Mirror Wall cut that momentum in half, man. You got to just put it out there. Gets caught on the very top of it as well. But still, Amaryllis with a very comfortable lead. Luckily, the high recovery, the teleport, is going to avoid the attempted up smash. Still, though, stuck at the ledge, down the spot dodge in place, somehow able to get out there. And I like the fact that Plus didn't feel comfortable enough on the ledge trap attempt to just go into center stage, reset, you're at kill percent. If you make a mistake, all of a sudden you could be in a losing position.
Oh, missing on the... And that's the thing, Amaryllis may be learning, you know what? It's not enough to charge in as a bull. Sometimes you got to be the one playing Matador, and certainly that's going to be Plus on the sword end of things there, as Amaryllis takes stock number 2. I like that little drawback action into the smash, and that's about what we need to see more of. That gives you the advantage and lets you counterpunch against Palutena, which you desperately need in terms of drawing out buttons.
Yeah, and Amaryllis has done a solid job at capitalizing on the opportunities when they're available, because neither one of these players have really had the most spectacular advantage state control, but that's just because their defenses have been so on point that it's been hard to keep somebody in the air long enough. But good job once again. Like I said, Plus doesn't need to do that too often. You just need to get quick damage, read those ADKs, get that back air, and now we're going for a full trip on nobody's favorite rocket ship, getting triple nared. Luckily, no follow-up after that as well. Plus, gotta be feeling good about that, getting a quick 40%. Amaryllis just looking possibly for that down air. Forward smash could be coming very soon. If you're Plus, you have to be paying attention to that.
Yeah, no, it's everyone in Tri-State's least favorite ride at the carnival is, in fact, the wheel. And certainly Amaryllis, no stranger to it, and all too familiar a sight for them. Though they're only sitting at 62%. This is good kill percentage here for Amaryllis. They just need to get that hit, but it's a hit that they're going to have to earn, and indeed they do! Missing on the up smash, Amaryllis punches the head off of the Rock'em Sock'em robot that is Plus, and that is a 2-1 set advantage for Amaryllis right now, who, again, you're scratching and clawing, but either way, you're finding your way on top, Ajax.
And honestly, you can't even really be too upset about that gamble, that situation there, because prior to that, a lot of the ledge trapping that Plus was doing was putting those back airs and the F tilts at roll position to cover a roll or cover a jump ABK from ledge. So you could assume at a high percent last hit situation, they might go for what might be a safe option because of previous attempts. Amaryllis saw through that. The commitment to the up smash to try and get a jump off ledge didn't work, and that's going to be Amaryllis taking it up to 2-1, like you said, but the immediate run back. Plus, definitely does not think that game was unwinnable, running it right back to PS2. However, already taking 81% here quickly on this first stock.
That's kind of the blessing and the curse that comes from playing Bayonetta, isn't it? Where nothing feels like it's unwinnable per se, but at the same time, it's just what you got 40% off of this one combo. That's because I let it happen, and certainly I'm a character that has a really good defensive toolkit. I shouldn't be getting I shouldn't be letting this happen to me. Kind of makes you wonder if that's the trap that Plus is talking themselves into, and Amaryllis more than keen to just let them walk into it.
Yeah, now here's the thing for Amaryllis is that you struggle more to kill in these situations. That one was just a very interesting trade, but that was going to work out. Looking for a jump, instead catching a roll, and still within just enough position to get the up tilt, the back air, not letting that get too far out of hand. Again, these two have played so well. Even with that good lead that Amaryllis had at the start, there was no giving up or shutting down from Plus. A lot of people will start going in too much. They'll start kind of playing with their face on their controller, pressing forward, and Plus not willing to do that, just consistently holding his defense down.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that I've been really impressed with in terms of Plus's gameplay is their willingness to just kind of bait out the movement with those empty hops in and then pulling out at the last minute. Amaryllis going to utilize that witch time to pile on even more damage. And Amaryllis kind of starting to catch on to that too. Maybe spacing out their aerials just a little bit better. However, Amaryllis, sometimes you got to hold forward and back air, and certainly Amaryllis has been willing to do that as Plus gets carried to the skies. Plus is one stock away from getting reset.
Good job by Amaryllis recognizing that the grab was coming after that down air so you can avoid the potential follow-up grab from Plus and able to land that up till the back air to do so. Now, if you're Plus, you could be looking for that situation possibly in the future, maybe reading a spot dodge instead or just kind of holding your ground because that costs you a stock. But like we said before, this is currently set point in terms of the reset. This could be Amaryllis getting themselves into a bracket reset for Grand Finals. Is able to find the answer. I like the stagger hit into the double F tilt. I'm pretty sure that was meant to be a pivot F smash instead of a dash attack. Either way, looking for an aggressive option there. Fourth throw won't do it just yet. Not enough just yet. But things are starting to look really grim here for Plus. However, we saw this in the last game. Back throw closing it out. We're able to get to last stock. That's not going to happen, though, because the air dodge in is going to get covered by the forward smash. And that is going to be Amaryllis resetting the bracket 3-1.
You thought you were getting comfortable, making sure that Amaryllis got the smash attacks out, making sure that, okay, the Wicked Weaves aren't going to be what's going to do it. Now I can afford the air dodge in. Well, guess what? You forgot about F smash. And Amaryllis throwing hands this entire night, knows how to utilize those things to call out errant air dodges and landings, and has been doing that for 8 straight sets now, Ajax. That is a run that Amaryllis is on, and we'll have to see if they can make like Game & Watch and win with 9, but again, that remains to be seen because it's a whole new ballgame in True Finals.
He said brand new scene to play because the slate is as clean as possible. 0-0 currently with the reset in Grand Finals coming up next with Amaryllis versus Plus, most likely running it right back. I think if you're Plus, one of the big things that you look for in this set is how do I capitalize better on these punishes, because I was able to get a few. I was able to get quick 50% strings, but do I need to go in a little bit more? Like so, we're already seeing at the start of this game, looking to shut down the aggressive approaches from Amaryllis, already getting a swift 62%.
and not putting themselves too far out there in order to do it as well. And that seems to be the inherent advantage that Palutena has. You kind of can sit back and be the counterpuncher. Bayo, yeah, you have great options, but you're more likely than not putting your body on the line in order to do it. The only real safe cleanup option you have is guns, and your opponent has to be at a very exact angle in order to take advantage of that. So as Plus looking to stake their claim to the Fusion.exe crown, again, you never want to give Amaryllis any sort of hope in these sorts of situations, but hope is what they have, and now Plus has to brunt the full fury of the storm here.
Yeah, you're already seeing here, after that very large lead that Plus had, it just evened up so fast. Amaryllis is able to make you pay if you're not able to finish your plate, and that food was not left in a good position. Now, with here, can Amaryllis steal that momentum away? Because I think a big thing in the factor of the way Amaryllis is played, and we've seen throughout these sets, is that if Amaryllis is able to take a game one here in the reset, I don't know how you shut down Amaryllis from that point forward.
I mean, if you have any sort of idea, feel free to tell me, because I'm sure that there are plenty of people right now that would value this information, as Amaryllis, last time they were in a grand finals, they were not able to get the reset. They wound up losing to Zayn by a score of 3-1, able to take a game off of that very familiar duck hunt from New York. However, it's going to be a dash attack that winds up taking stock number 1 off of Amaryllis this time. So is able to get the reset this time. Plus, I mean, not doing too badly necessarily, but also not finding themselves in the lead and just not able to bear the absolute maelstrom of offense that Amaryllis is deploying here.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, like when it comes to this set so far, it's not so much what can Plus do different, it's just missing the timings of the right calls. Plus has had the right idea of looking for the right punish, just like so. We've seen that work multiple times, and we've also seen Plus look for attempted short hops with these dash attacks, the short hop back airs and coverage of the dash attacks. But Amaryllis has seen through them too. This is just very strong gameplay from both of these really talented players looking for this closeout of this victory. And so far, Plus is starting to get a lot more grabs, but Amaryllis still has Plus a kill percent. You have to be careful that one of these up tilts, or you see Amaryllis positioning himself in roll position and try and bait that get up attack, but gonna miss the grab, and that's gonna be a lead for Plus, which I'm sure with the way the set is going, probably we won't be there for too much longer.
Yeah, it seems to be the case, and doesn't it, Ajax? You were saying something about that.
Just a wild hunch. Well,
Hey,
so far this is.
Sometimes that's all it takes, so don't worry about it, buddy. But yeah, that seems to be what Amaryllis has really been adjusting to. Really, ever since that game number 1 loss, where it looked like Plus had it well in hand, Amaryllis maybe just needing time to figure out Plus's movement, especially on the ground, and really checking movement of their own, because how many whiffed grabs have we seen from out of Plus at a certain range where Amaryllis was then able to scoop them off of the ground and then commit to those witch twists and afterburners. I mean, there's been quite a few of them, and Amaryllis has gotten a lot of mileage out of them, and will be looking for the kill here, perhaps with that down smash, but that's going to be a back air that's going to kill, and Plus finding their footing yet again in the first game of a set against Amaryllis. Goes up 1-0, and it was not earned easily, Ajax. We can say that much.
Absolutely
but it was
not.
Earned nevertheless.
Yeah, 100%. Very earned victory, and you were pointing it out very well. One of the things that Plus was adjusting to is starting to maneuver around the positions of where Bayo is, because one of the things that I said at the very beginning when the Bayos first popped on screen is fighting this character is about the future position, not where they currently are. Looking for where they're going to go, and usually that's from an aggressive option. However, Amaryllis, as the game progresses, has started to go more of a, okay, I'm going to empty jump in front of you to make it look like I'm coming in and make you come at me with that grab. And that is something that is going to just make you so upset. Plus started to adjust to that. Plus started to take over both title names on the screen up top. There it is. And he started maneuvering in further with the back airs, with the dash attacks, and you're seeing it more now. Trying to go for trades versus going for grabs because it's starting to work out a little bit more.
And again, getting taken for a ride on the wheel, as well as that up air making a cameo appearance. But yeah, this is how Palu wins, generally speaking. She will out-frame you in the air every single time. Her aerials just hit like an absolute truck, and it will have to be a reliance on air dodge, I think it was, from Amaryllis that gets them back to the stage. And you can get that advantage back relatively quickly, and if Plus is not careful, you'll give Amaryllis a chance to perhaps load up the guns yet again at your expense. But I don't know, I'm seeing a lot from Amaryllis that perhaps Plus is caught on to, but at the same time, it's always a matter of execution.
Exactly. Like, the big thing between these two is that even if Plus wins 7 neutral interactions, Amaryllis evens the game up in 2. Like, you work so hard to close things out, but Amaryllis has consistently been the punish fiend and master of this set so far. By comparison, right there, getting the forward throw, able to close it out, but the big damage is always the key in what keeps this matchup even. So Plus, can't be too upset about that. You just got caught. It happens. But if Plus is able to shut down this, like we said, just one punish, that's a quick 40, continuing uncontested percent, all the way up to 72%, and looking good for Amaryllis.
And it's not like we're seeing... I will contest that to an extent, because we have seen Plus live to some pretty high percentages where, we've seen them at the 150, 160% range. It's not like they're getting killed off of 100 off of the top every single time. And certainly the short blast zones paying a lot more dividends for Plus than the long zone off of the top was for Amaryllis there. So certainly that stage pick for Amaryllis coming back to bite them in that sense. However, still a sizable advantage for Amaryllis thus far in terms of the numerical game. I will say, though, maybe you're still relying a little too much on guesswork and getting a little lucky with some of your tilts and your combo starters if you are Amaryllis. You're doing good to read these jumps and getting these dash attacks in, and certainly jab's going to give you a lot of space, but, I mean, you're going to have to confirm this sooner rather than later. You do not want to let Plus hang around at this percentage.
Yeah, we've reached that point in time where we said before, Bayo can put on the damage, but Bayo finish the damage. And there you go, gets the tech read with the dash attack. It's hard for Bayo to kill once that percent window gets out of that up tilt to back air range, or gets out of the window where they're willing to commit and go at you for one of those witch times. So, good job by Amaryllis, able to shut it down and still hold the lead, because that could have gotten bad quickly. And also, look, all right, look, I got nothing high end to say about that. Bats Within is busted, so able to get out of that situation there, and Plus having to work a little bit harder to get the kill.
Not gonna lie, I was kind of banking on you having something to say about that, so I'm just gonna have to move on, I suppose. I don't know. It's just gonna be Amaryllis trying to get the twist off of the top, and you would think that a goddess would be more comfortable in the skies, but here we are, folks. 2020 has surprises for all of us, I suppose, and Amaryllis almost dying in that interaction as well off of the back throw. This is how close it's going to be, and Amaryllis is going to lose that final stock, or that second stock, excuse me. But yeah, it's Plus on their final stock. Misspeaking there for a moment, apologies. But yeah, a ride on the wheel, and you're going to need a quick kill. How are you going to get it?
100%.
Go for it.
Oh,
but, no, that is not how you want to give that up, Plus.
One of those things that you expect. You pretty much expect Plus to go for that position there. Either go for the down air or retreat back to the other end of the platform and put a forward smash out to read the early jump back in from Amaryllis. Decided to go for the down air. Unfortunately, missed the recovery back, because that would have been nice. Even though Amaryllis had ledge control, that is something we've seen each and every game. Plus, being behind in percent on last stock still runs it all the way back. That time, Amaryllis didn't have to deal with that. Gonna bring it into, I believe they just ran it right back in, if I remember correctly. Yep, we're gonna run it right back to Town and City. I'm liking the adjustments, but it's really the big thing here is just the unfortunate timing of Bats Within and a couple of like not capitalized punish kind of cost Plus the ability to keep that game even, and Amaryllis definitely looking to ride that momentum here, as we already saw in winners. It went 1-1, and then Amaryllis was able to close it out. Excuse me, in the losers reset.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about how I feel for the for this stage pick, though. I mean, with the run back. Plus, don't get me wrong, I understand that you have some pride to uphold here, but think about what's at stake, man. Come on, this is the tournament on the line for you, and you're just not gonna stage counter pick at all. This is not Amaryllis' first rodeo. They are very willing to try to experiment and maybe even give you the advantage for killing with back air off of the side, and certainly really whatever else they want to give you in exchange for like not even having the ability to witch twist off of the top until you're at 180% or so.
To be fair though, like the last match was very, very close. So I think a little bit of it's kind of similar to how when we saw earlier, Plus lost that close game on PS2 and then just ran it right back right away without wasting a second. I think it's mostly Plus is like, okay, I need to continue to keep this game in check, possibly getting in like an even gameplay, because they've both been playing super even so far. It's just been a testament to who has the better offense at the right times, who has the better defensive reads. Good job avoiding that forward smash, but like you see here, they're able to carry off of the center stage and get a little bit more combo extensions. Good frame trap as well, and all of a sudden Plus has got something going.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I get why it should work on paper, but then again, you realize that it's not working on the screen, and you kind of wonder if what you just did was the outlier. Maybe that's just me. I couldn't tell you, but either way, Amaryllis going to be looking for that back air, and certainly is in decent enough position to even things up to 2 stocks apiece, though Plus certainly playing a little bit better right now, looking to make a fool out of me at the very least, and could very well be on their way to doing so. Amaryllis, though, we know their comeback potential, and it makes you wonder if one is in the cards here, whether it be by 1 stock or 2, Plus looking to finish it up with the up air, not finding the mark just yet.
We're actually in the trouble window now, too, for Bayonetta. There you go, finally able to find that forward throw. But you're pretty, like, anything around that 180, 170 range, you lose that up tilted back air, as we saw before the attempt was missed. The forward throws are not the strongest in the world, so they start to stale fast. And Amaryllis, luckily, able to shut that down, but still taking 137% in exchange. It's just, if Plus can shut this down with this back throw right now you're looking at a 16% lead, and you can afford to trade with Bayonetta a little bit more. That way, Amaryllis isn't able to just run away with that victory. However, Bats Within coming in the clutchest of times. You thought you were getting a string, and instead you ate about 50%.
Yeah, and that's just Amaryllis for you, though, isn't it? You mentioned it. You can win all these interactions, but Bayo only really needs to win 3 for you to be to have your stock in mortal danger of getting connected upon, whether it be with that back air, whether it's getting witch twisted off of the top, maybe 4 on this stage, who knows, or just getting F smashed after missing on your down smash, trying to read a roll in. Either way, Amaryllis in very real opportunity to grab this set by the horns and take control. Plus, we'll be looking to stymie whatever momentum Amaryllis can garner, and honestly, not doing too poorly connecting with these trades. This is about what you were expecting, Ajax.
Yeah, and just getting clipped by the end of that side B, luckily not taking too much. But Amaryllis realizing the defense is starting to get a little bit risky, starting to go for quite a few of those spot dodges, looking for a probable grab. And instead, Amaryllis just holding his ground, waiting for the mistake. And this is what we've been known to fear from Amaryllis so far. Gets the roll in again. That is the 3rd attempted roll in that has gone unpunished, because Plus has been looking for the position in front of him. Luckily, the spot dodge in place is going to avoid the forward throw. Amaryllis looking for the kill right away, and Plus able to take it 2-1. And pretty much every single one of these games has gone down to last hit or near last hit, and we are not even close to done just yet.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. Plus, maybe getting a decent enough read off of what Amaryllis was able to put up at the very end, and having the room with which to operate, certainly paying dividends, and that's something that you earned. So all the credit in the world to Plus for being able to get to that point. No character switches and perhaps a stage switch. We're not quite sure just yet, but as we approach this game number 4, Plus certainly being given quite a bit to think about, if not everything here, as we are going back to Pokemon Stadium for this game number 4. Plus can win it right here. Amaryllis trying to take it to 5.
One of the things that Amaryllis has to think about going here into this game number 4 is that you try to figure out how is Plus going to react now at the ledge, because that is multiple times now that Plus has been able to avoid a forward throw and get a good punish off of it, including winning that game. You were able to set Plus up in a situation in the last game where you had him spasming a bit with those spot dodges in center stage, so you probably assume that he's going to hold shield there. Do you read the jump next time, or do you assume that he's going to continue to do something else? But the damage is going to just carry straight off the top from Amaryllis and able to shut that down and get another early stock.
That Plus's feet touched the platform once. That's all they were allowed. You saw Witch Twist off of the top. Then you read their landing. Guess what? Then you get back thrown. Then Afterburner into another Witch Twist combo off of the top of the shortest ceiling in competitive Ultimate. And eventually, you will get things evened up on you with the Explosive Flame. That is just what you're going to have to do. But eventually, you're going to have to realize that sitting in shield is not going to be the only thing that you can do against Amaryllis. They are going to read you, and you're going to have to drop an attack eventually. Amaryllis, that was a great first stock, but again, it's even at 2, and that just goes to show how consistent Plus has been throughout this tournament.
Exactly, and here we go. We're getting into that range where now you get around 95. Amaryllis will be kind of looking for those. You got to look for those up tilts to back airs at the ledge, or you're going to get red on a jump there from Plus. Plus has been looking for that pretty much all set. Amaryllis ready to swing with things right away on landing, not even wasting a single second. You saw Amaryllis was looking for that get up at ledge to try and find that up tilt to back air. You have to close out the stock before it gets out of that window, before it doesn't kill. Like I said, around the 180 range is where things could get rough, because then you're forced to look for those switch times and those forward throws that Plus was able to adjust around in the last game.
Yeah, and when you're looking for individual pokes, that's where things start to become a problem. And Amaryllis looking for that and gets dash attacked for their troubles. Plus could be looking to run away with this thing. This is Amaryllis on their tournament stock right now. Plus can win this thing right now, but again, those dash grabs, that's how you stick your neck out there. And you know what happens when you stick your neck out in front of a guillotine? Yeah, bad things generally.
Yeah, the last thing you want is that snake to be cut off. The goddess is willing to do so, exactly that. Looking for, there's the grab we've been looking for, and trying to read an air dodge away with that side B. But now you force that into Amaryllis' head. Amaryllis has to be careful there, because if they decide to just jump in, they could take off up smash. They could take a jump read like you did the last time with that up air. Amaryllis looking for that grab at the ledge once again. He's going to get back down. That might be it. The back throw is going to take it. And Plus is going to take it 3-1 over Amaryllis here. Fusion.exe.
A wonderful performance by Plus throughout this whole tournament. And that is how you that's how you get things done. You notch a first place finish here at Fusion. Amaryllis, a valiant effort in second place, 8 straight victories to make it to grand finals.